Just before noon, July 9th, the Bob was giving his last instructions to his secretary when the attendant came to take him to his execution.
What are you still doing here? You have been waiting around here since yesterday. We have business with your friend here. Get out!
When the attendant interrupted the Bob's conversation with his secretary, the Bob said to him, "Not until I have said all those things that I wish to say can any earthly power silence me. Though all the world be armed against me, yet shall they be powerless to deter me from fulfilling to the last word my intention."
I am Sam Khan, and I profess the Christian faith. I have orders to execute you, but I have no ill will against you. If your cause be the cause of truth, then enable me to free myself from the obligation to shed your blood.
The Bob replied, "Follow your instructions, and if your intention be sincere, the Almighty is surely able to relieve you of your perplexity." As soon as the smoke cleared away, an astounded multitude were looking upon a scene which their eyes could scarcely believe. There, standing before them, was Anis Sanusi, while the Bob had vanished from their sight. The ropes by which their bodies had been suspended were severed by the bullets, yet their bodies had escaped the fire of the 3 regiments. "The Bob had gone from our sight," shouted the voices of the bewildered onlookers. The guards began a frenzied search for the Bob, and they found him, sitting with his secretary in the cell he'd occupied the night before, calmly continuing his previously interrupted conversation. There was an expression of unruffled calm on his face. His body had emerged unscathed from the shower of bullets fired at him. "I have finished my conversation with Sayyid Hussein," the Bob told the attendant. "Now you may proceed to fulfill your intention." The attendant was too shaken to resume what he had already attempted. Refusing to continue, he left the scene and resigned his post. Sam Khan was likewise stunned by the force of this moment and ordered his regiment to leave the barracks. He refused his superior's command to continue and left. Agajan Khani Khamsi, head of the bodyguard, volunteered to carry out the execution, and a new regiment was brought in. On the same wall and in the same manner, the Bob and Anis Sanusi were suspended. Just before the order to fire, the Bob spoke to the gazing multitude. "O wayward generation, had you believed in me, every one of you would have followed the example of this youth, Anis Sanusi, who stood in rank above most of you, and willingly would have sacrificed himself in my path. The day will come when you will have recognized me. That day, I shall have ceased to be with you." Agajan Khani Khamse gave the command to fire.
Regiment 1, ready, fire! Fire! Regiment 2! Ready! Fire! Regiment 3! Ready! Fire!